Let's talk about Walt's second movie. And this one is a doozy. If we're talking about art, it's a 10 out of 10. One of the first very clear uses of the multiplane camera, and all of the art is just the chef's kiss. 10 out of 10. The characters are absolutely feral, and while I like the chaos, you don't really feel connected with a lot of these characters, so I'm just giving that a 6. The music, however, is a 10. Let me tell you why. It has so many songs that drive the plot. We get the song When You Wish Upon a Star from this movie. You know the da 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 that we hear in all of the intros for Disney movies now? Yeah, that's from Pinocchio. It was sung by Jiminy Cricket. Also, it still has that cartoony score that I really like. Okay, let's talk about the plot. This is absolutely insane. Okay, so there was this really old Italian man, and he didn't have anyone in his life except a cat and a really sexy fish and a whole bunch of clocks. And he wished upon a star that he would have a son. And this fairy comes and she enchants this puppet that he just made to be alive. And somehow that's totally normal in the eyes of Geppetto. Because when he notices this, he's like, yay, a son, and doesn't like freak out. And so he sends Pinocchio off to school. And when Pinocchio's going to school, he runs into these two nefarious fellas, these guys here, and they're like, hey, we could sell him to somebody. Excuse me? Sell him? But they did. And once Pinocchio realizes he's being abused, he's like, I gotta get out of here. So he gets back home, he's about to go to school again, and he runs into these guys again. And they're like, we could sell him to somebody else. So they take him to this guy who's gathering all these children in this place called Pleasure Island, where they can do whatever the heck they want. And then he enchants them to become donkeys so that he can sell them and kill them. There are no words. When Pinocchio realizes this, he's like, I gotta leave. He tries to go back home. He finds out that his dad has left to go find him and that his dad's in the belly of a whale. He goes to the belly of the whale. They find each other. Somehow they get spat back up. And Pinocchio realizes he can't just do whatever the heck he wants. And that's when the blue fairy's like, hey, you can be a real boy now. Anyway, I think that's a 10 out of 10 plot. For me, this movie gets an 8 for nostalgia. I didn't grow up watching it, but something about it is so cozy. Maybe it's all the wood. There are quite some funny moments, but it is that like old cartoony humor, so like it gets a 5. And we're doing a part 2. Stay tuned.